Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for always stopping by, liking, commenting and subscribing. For the new ones, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notification bell so that you'll be notified on when I drop the next updates on Can You See Me? Stay tuned on today's episode. Pihu runs and emotionally hugs Suchi. They share their emotional bonding. Gopal plays flute during his lila. Pihu says she returned and does not want to go away from her. Suchi says even she does not want to go away from her. Pihu says Gopal gave her new shirt as she was bored with her white shirt. Suchi smiles. Gopal reaches Anandita's hospital room and speaks that a mother can go to any extent for her child. He had two mothers, Devaki and Rashuda. Similarly, Pihu has Anandita and Suchi. Anandita calls Suchi and asks if she distributed toys and sweets to the orphanage children. Suchi says no, that she was stuck in work and says that she is very happy today as she got something and wants to share her happiness with her. Anandita asks her to come over as they can distribute sweets and toys to children outside the temple. Suchi agrees and searches Pihu. Pihu sees Aarav's in a car shirtless and says, "Shame, shame, wear shirt." Aarav's sees his car and happily runs towards it. Pihu says she hid it by mistake, so she herself hid in a door. Aarav's reads an apology note on the car window and thinks Suchi wrote it, so he wipes it. Pihu thinks of bullying him and ties his shoelaces. He falls. Suchi enters and asks if he is apologizing this way. Then fine. Aarav's fumes. Suchi and Pihu reaches hospital. She asks Pihu to stand at a distance and don't go anywhere and walks to Anandita. They both greet and chat happily. Pihu looks at Anandita emotionally. Suchi then reaches outside temple and searches children. She sees a boy and asks where are the other boys. He says he does not need anything as that uncle gave them a lot, pointing at Aarav's. Suchi sees Aarav's taking selfies with children and walks to him. Aarav's asks why she's following and spying him. She says she came to distribute sweets and toys to children while Aarav's smiles. Anandita sings in the hospital. Suchi returns back to the hospital. Anandita says she has one more request and says she is getting well and is discharging from the hospital in a day or two. So she wants to come and stay with Suchi as she has Pihu's memory in that house. Subo enters and says she cannot stay there as he sold that house to Aarav's. Anandita shatters hearing that and cries that what kind of human is he to sell their house to their daughter's murderer's brother. She continues that good, they are divorcing in 6 months. It is difficult to stay with him even for 6 minutes. Subo says she can curse him and will miss him when he would be no more. She says there is nothing left to remember. She needs divorce from him. Pihu cries seeing her parents crying. So she takes Pihu home and from the hospital and asks her not to cry. Someone comes and takes her in. So she walks in. Pihu reminisces Anandita, asking divorce from Subo. Gopal enters and calls her. She hugs him. Pihu cries and tells Gopal that she feels like crying when her parents fight. Gopal says even good boy and girl fight like she fights with him. Pihu says her mama and papa never used to fight. He tells her it's a small fight and they would patch up. Pihu asks why are they not patching up again and continues crying. Suchi sees her and tries to cheer her up with gifts. Pihu says she would become Santa this time and would gift all her friends. Suchi gets her ready as Santa. Gopal smiles and thinks that at least Pihu's attention diverted from her parents. Pihu hears Gugule crying that he needs Santa's gift. She silently keeps gift for him. He gets happy. Someone comes and thinks Steve gave Gugule this gift and gets worried. Pihu with Gopal goes and keeps gifts outside all her friends' houses. Pihu gets sad and tells Gopal that she is missing her mama. That mama used to become her Santa every year and give her gifts. Gopal does his lila and says she would get gifts from world's best Santa today. And Anita walks in wearing Santa's dress. Gopal smiles at Pihu. Pihu gets emotional seeing her mama. Suchi comes out and looks at Santa confusedly. Anandita removes her braids and mustache and refuses eat her and says that Pihu used to love Santa Claus a lot. Pihu gets more emotional. Anandita asks Suchi to call Pihu as she wants to give her gift. Suchi says that Pihu was someone's gift and went back that she can give gift to her brother Gugule. Anandita says okay and asks if she can keep a gift for Pihu in her room. Suchi agrees. Anandita walks to Pihu's room emotionally, reminiscing time spent with Pihu. Pihu cries loudly, seeing her mama touching Pihu's bed and then holding photos. Suchi walks in and sees Pihu cry. Anandita says she forgot to tell that she has shifted to the opposite house and can come here whenever she wants to. Suchi happily looks at Pihu. Pihu jumps in excitement that she can see her mama daily and eat her prepared ladus. Next morning, Pihu wakes Suchi up and says, "Let us go to meet Mama." Suchi does not wake up. Gopal gets her ladus. Pihu gets very happy and says she likes Mama's prepared ladus. Aarav's walks out in the morning shirtless and walks in front of Suchi. Suchi yells that he is showing off his body. He taunts that if she likes his body and says he is wearing clothes. Someone walks in and asks what is happening. Aarav's says Suchi called him to her room and asks to show his muscles, sometimes biceps, sometimes triceps, and abs. Someone shies. Pihu fumes. Someone says he is like Googly for her and can ask if he needs anything. Gopal takes Pihu to Anandita's house. Pihu enjoys ladus and hears Anandita thanking Subo for buying house opposite their house, that she can see Pihu's room from there. Pihu gets happy that her parents patched up. Gopal thinks that if he tells the other side of the story, Pihu will be very sad. Things are not as rosy as they look. Google tells Aarav's that someone asks if he wants to eat something and says his sister is very good. He loves her a lot. Aarav's feels that he also loves his sister Mansi a lot, but she is in jail because of Suchi. Suchi walks into her room and sees hibiscus flower on the bed. She starts coughing and says she's allergic to hibiscus flower. Aarav walks in and says this is how he takes revenge from his enemies. Suchi collapses. Aarav gets worried and makes her sleep on the living room sofa and calls the doctor. Pihu returns home and seeing Suchi unconscious on the sofa, gets worried and asks Kados what happened to Bulu Bulu. Doctor treats Suchi. Pihu asks not to inject rudely to her Bulu Bulu. Aarav feels sorry for Suchi and thinks he wanted to just frighten her and not harm her. Babli enters and asks why he's so worried about Suchi, that Mansi is in jail and suffering because of Suchi. She asks if he has to choose between Suchi and Mansi. Whom will he choose? He says Mansi and leaves. Babli thinks he's telling it now, but will choose Suchi when time comes. Pihu asks Gopal to give her powers to frighten Aarav. She wears lipstick and acts. Someone gets afraid seeing Googly wearing ghost masks behind Suchi. Pihu thinks she's afraid seeing her. Gopal thinks Pihu is so innocent. Pihu murmurs her plan to frighten Aarav. Pihu with Gopal drops ice cold water on Aarav and hide. Aarav thinks Suchi dropped the water and shouts to come out. Suchi comes to the balcony and asks what happened. Aarav asks why she poured ice cold water on him and asks to come down and apologize. Suchi says why would she and sees Pihu hiding and praises her that she did tat for tat and asks not to do any mischief again. Pihu asks Gopal what is tat for tat. Babli wipes Aarav's head while Aarav continues sneezing and asks why does he go near Suchi. She does not deserve his attention. She says she is planning New Year party. Aarav says they cannot party when Mansi is in jail. Pihu goes to the kitchen and sees Google barbecuing corn cob on gas. She excitedly asks him to give him some. Someone calls Google and he leaves gas open and runs away. Aarav walks in to prepare coffee for himself, fuming that he caught cold because of Suchi. He searches lighter. Pihu pleads not to switch on lighter, reminiscing herself burning in fire accidents. She runs to call Suchi. Suchi comes running, asking Aarav not to light gas. Aarav lights gas. Suchi pulls him away just before fire accident and saves him. Babli rushes to Aarav, concerned, and asks if he is fine. She scolds Suchi that she is troubling Aarav always and now tries to kill him. Arav says it's not Sushi's mistake. She's in fact saved him. Google says he left gas open by mistake. Babli raises hands to slap him while Suchi holds her hands and says Google is an innocent kid and does not know what
he did. Babli says Mansi is in jail because of Suchi and Arav would have died because of her brother. She should punish Google so that he won't do any mistake in future. Suchi says even she is trying to make her understand same. What Mansi did purposely was wrong and an innocent child pihu died because of her. Arav emotionally hugs Suchi and thanks her for making him realize his mistake by his mother. He was thinking from a brother's perspective and did not think of that girl. He sneezes. She keeps her hand on his mouth. He says he will propose to her today in front of everyone during New Year party. Party arrangement starts. Pihu and Google jump happily in excitement. Suman stops Google and says they are not invited for the party, so they will not attend it. Babli speaks to someone over phone and plans to harm Suchi. Arav over phone excitedly tells someone that he would promise someone today. Gopal gets ladus for Pihu and says her mama prepared ladus. Pihu rushes to Anandita's home and sees Subo, telling Anandita that he is taking her out for dinner to celebrate New Year party. She says she does not want to, and if he had spent time with her instead of Mansi, she would have thought, and says she wants divorce from him soon and hopes she does not meet him in life again. Subo angrily shouts that it's a waste of time talking to her. Pihu gets worried seeing her parents fighting. Arav invites Suchi with the whole family for New Year party. Suchi says one incident changes a person so much. Till yesterday, he was hating her, and today, she hears Pihu crying outside and runs to her. Pihu says Mama told Papa if he had loved Pihu truly, she would have been alive. She says she cannot see Mama and Papa fighting. Suchi says only she can reunite them. She should write a letter for them both. Arav comes and asks what she's doing here. Suchi says her 10 arrest note fell and she says she'll attend party only if she invites Anandita and Arav. Arav says she can call whoever she wants to. Gopal smiles and says Arav agreed, but how would he convince his mother? Suchi meets Anandita and Subo and invites them for party emotionally, saying she feels really happy and excited when something good happens in that house. They both agree to attend party. Pihu writes a letter for her parents, taking Gopal's help. Arav gets ready for party and asks Babli how he's looking. Babli says as if a girl is coming to see him. He smiles and walks away. Google sees him and says Didi will come from here. Suchi comes wearing a beautiful gown. Arav gets mesmerized seeing her beautiful. Pihu asks Suchi when Mama and Papa will come. Anandita and Subo walk in. Pihu gets very happy and keeps her letter between Anandita's bangles. Babli speaks to someone over phone, goes out and receives Mansi. She takes Mansi in. Mansi walks in wearing marks and clashes with Anandita. Later falls down between balloons. Mansi goes to her room. Babli sees Anandita and Subo and shouts who invited them. How dare they come in here? Get out! Arav says they are victims and not culprits, so she should calm down. Babli shouts that he's speaking like Suchi and forgot his mother's sacrifice. She walks away. Arav apologizes to Anandita and Subo. Anandita says she would go. Suchi insists to stay back. Pihu holds her palu. Suchi gives Pihu's promise. Anandita stays back. Mansi goes to her room and picks knife. Babli walks in and asks what she's doing here and what she's hiding. Mansi hides knife under bed and says she wants to attend party. Babli says she should stay here with her and not go in front of anyone. Ties her to a chair and leaves. Mansi frees herself and walks out. Pihu cries as she searches for her written letter. Suchi asks her to search properly. A girl tells Suchi that she's lucky that Arav locks her. They cannot find a boy like Arav even if they search. Arav reviews Sushi's sketch. Google asks why what he's doing with Sushi's pictures. Later, Arav plays guitar and dances romantically with Suchi and they both hug. Babli sadly thinks Arav gave his sister's place to Suchi. She did not expect this. Pihu walks into Mansi's room and shouts in fear seeing Mansi holding knife. Suchi hears her shout and rushes, calling Butu, parting ways from Arav. Anandita stops her and asks why she called Butu. Suchi says she did not. Anandita says she knows she called Pihu. as she can sense Pihu around and searches Pihu emotionally. Subo says there is no one here, and Nandita says she knows that Pihu is somewhere around and runs. Mansi watches her hiding and reminisces her roughing up, asking why she killed Pihu. And Nandita walks to Pihu's room, searching her, and asks her to come in front of her. Pihu emotionally says she's here. Please lift me up. And Nandita cannot sense Pihu and continue crying emotionally. Mansi walks in towards Anandita holding knife, but runs away, hearing Subo coming, calling Anandita. He asks Anandita why she don't understand that our Pihu is dead. Anandita cries and says that she can feel her daughter and goes out. Suchi consoles Pihu to stop crying. Aarav's walks in and asks why she's ignoring him. If that girl was gifted by a boy, if she loves that boy. Salah slaps him. She vents out her anger and asks if he thinks Suchi will betray him. Aarav's apologizes to her. Salah says she scolded him like a mother and wishes him Happy New Year. Aarav's apologizes to Suchi and leaves. Pihu is surprised to see him apologizing to Suchi on Auntie's lesson. Salah asks where is Butu. Suchi asks Pihu to greet Salah aunt. Salah talks to Suchi emotionally and says her and Aarav's wedding will be unique and Butu will be the reason for their marriage. She hugs both Suchi and Pihu emotionally. Suman is searching for Google and clashes with Babli. Babli warns if something wrong happens during party, she will not spare her and Suchi. Suchi reads Aarav's message that he wants to make her New Year's Eve search for her. She walks into the hall where Aarav's sings and dances and holding her. Pihu walks towards Anandita emotionally. Aarav's switches off the lights and kneels down and proposes to Suchi, showing her a diamond ring. Mansi walks towards Anandita holding knife. Pihu shouts, Mama! Suchi runs away, calling Anandita. Mansi hides. Suchi runs, searching Anandita and finds her under table. Suchi gets worried, seeing Anandita's hand injured and bleeding. Subo and others gather. Suchi says someone has attacked Anandita purposely. Pihu blames herself that she should not have come in front of Mama. Babli takes Mansi to her room and scolds why she attacked Anandita. Now they are in trouble and will be exposed. Google hears their conversation standing near door and informs Soman. Aarav's also hears that. Soman goes and knocks on Babli's door. Aarav's also joins. Babli hides Mansi behind cupboard and acts as crying, sitting on the bed. Aarav's asks what she's doing here instead of enjoying party. Babli says she's missing Mansi. Google says she's lying. He heard her scolding someone. Babli scolds him and says she was not and scolds Google, asking why he's lying and creating doubt in her son's mind. Suchi prays to Gopal and hopes things will get normalized, but why is she feeling something unforeseen will happen? Gopal thinks everything is in Sushi's hands now. Mansi in her room reveals that she was acting to escape jail and is mentally well. Babli walks in and explains to her what to do. Mansi hears everything then and determines that she would not go back easily without accomplishing her goal. Okay guys, thank you for watching today's update on Can You See Me? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and stay tuned for more updates. Bye.